Yeah, so yesterday we were discussing about Teradata performance optimization. So especially at senior level, okay. So whenever this question is asked, can you please, or do you have any experience with performance tuning? Means for junior level, something like below 8 years or below 6 years, it means that query level tuning. Okay, so but there are different steps we need to take care. What is that? First of all, if there is a performance issue or not, how we will know? If you are doing production support, for example, down end users or business users will report to you that their jobs are running longer. Okay, if you are supporting maybe someone else's application, then the downstream users or consumers or business users, whoever it is, they will report to you, hey, we are experiencing performance issue. Is it something wrong with the system? Something like that. They don't know whether it's issue with the system or it is issue with the query. So they will just reach out to you. Or for example, you are a developer and working on production support, and every day you will be monitoring the jobs and actually what's going on, because every day it's your duty in production support project to make sure all the jobs will complete within the SLA. So every day jobs are completing, but today one of the job is not completing, means you will be able to know why it's running longer. So that means here the issue is only one particular job. So here, because you are monitoring the jobs, so you know which jobs are completed, which are yet to complete, or which are running, all these things. So if something is not completed, you will be able to identify that. So anyway, even further, you should be monitoring. So monitoring is the first point. Either the issue reported by the user, whether you are monitoring the system. In any system, we will know just by monitoring the system. Even if user says, hey, one of my jobs are, or my jobs are running longer, then we will ask him, can you please tell me what is the username of your jobs? For example, if it is Tableau reports, the user will be something like user underscore Tableau or BI underscore Tableau underscore user, something like that it will be. Or if it is some Cognos, then BI underscore Cognos user, something. It will be related to some name. So you will see all the jobs running with that user. Why? Because there will be many jobs running on the system. Some of them are BI users, some of them even within BI, some of them are Tableau users, some of them are Cognos users, and some of them are maybe some QuickSight users. And not only that, there will be some ETL jobs, means daily loads running, and this user will be ETL underscore batch, something like that usernames, or batch users, or ETL underscore batch, or something like that. These are all batch jobs. Means batch means they will run every day. These are all load jobs. So like this. And there will be ad hoc users. Ad hoc users means individual users. For example, you are Somnath, so obviously your user will be existing in the database Somnath, I mean your user ID. So I mean generally some companies will give employee ID as their user. They will create user based on that. So like that, individual users also running on the system, so you need to control those users also. But anyway, whatever it is, if someone is reporting the system, immediately you will be looking into the system to monitor that user, okay, whether it's running or not running, or when it ran. That is called monitoring. Okay, so monitoring. And the next thing is, yeah, identifying the long running jobs with that user. Okay, so if you see that it's been running longer, and if you don't have access to the console, then you can run STV inflate. STV inflate will give the jobs that are running right now. Okay, so the jobs that are currently running, so that will be displayed if you run select start from STV inflate. So if you generally the most longest running job will be the problem maker. Okay, so let's say STV inflate has given some 5 jobs. Among them, one particular job is running for 8 hours. Remaining are running from generally 6 hours, 2 hours. Then the job which is running from 8 hours is actually the culprit. Why? Because of that only other jobs are not completed. So we tend to select, I mean, cancel that the longest running query using pg terminate backend, and you will give that PID in the bracket and it will terminate that query. And where do you get PID? Just by running STV in flight, you will get the PID. In this output, you will have PID. It will give everything in this output: PID, transaction ID, username, everything. So in that, you will take the PID and you will run this PG terminate backend. That's all. It will terminate. Once that is terminated, other jobs will proceed, because this is the job which took all the system resources and impacted the entire system. And in fact, such kind of long running jobs also will lead to the other jobs blocking, because it has already acquired one lock, and let's say the latter job started, but they are also waiting for this lock. They will not be completed, they will be in blocked state. So as soon as you aborted this, other jobs will proceed. So yeah, this is the next point, looking any locks. These locks will also happen because of the long running job. So as soon as you abort that long running job, the remaining, because when you abort it, immediately lock will be released, and other jobs will get the locks and they will be completed. So yeah, okay, let's say there is no issue. Okay, there is no, you have seen, and there is no issue, and there is no long running job on the system. And generally, when you answer this question, he will say like this: okay, there is no long running job, then what will you do? So like that he will ask. So okay, if there is no long running job and there is no blocking, then I think there might be the issue with the query itself. Okay, generally those are the two things which will impact the system. Or you will also will see, generally by STV in flight also you will know, if more queries are running, you can also assume that maybe high load on the system is causing, but then he will say there is no load on the system. Okay, then you should come to this point. Okay, then there may be issue with the query. Okay, then you should tell how do you troubleshoot the issue with the query. So first I will check the explain plan. Okay, and in explain plan you will see different terms like, nested loop. Nested loop means, it's actually, whenever you see the nested loop, it indicates that there is a product join. Right? Product join means there is a missing join. In the joins, generally it is inner, left outer, right outer, full outer joins, right? So if you miss the join condition, it will lead to product join. So the product join is known as nested loop, nested join in Redshift. Nested join. So this nested join, whenever there is a product join in the query, you will see this nested loop term in the explain plan. So if you see nested loop term in the explain, means there is some product join happening. Product join means what? Missing join condition. So missing join condition means by mistake they have missed it. So that will lead to multiplication of both the tables. So that will lead to, means that query is not going to complete. Think about a table having 10 million and another table having 100 million. If these two are leading to a product join, then result will be 10 million into 100 million. 10 million, 100 million. So 1000 million millions records multiplied. So that is not going to complete. Rather, it will screw up the entire system. So when we're analyzing the query, we should be paying attention careful to this nested loop term. Nested loop. Nested loop means there is a product join. Generally, and then you should see which join condition is missing and all, and you should rectify that. And of course, the other terms, as I already said, this broadcast error. Broadcast means, as I already said, in communication there is something like point to point, multicast, and broadcast. Broadcast means it will distribute to all the receivers, everyone. So generally this happens if join condition is not based on their distribution keys, or if join condition is, one of the table is not all. Okay, so generally if it is some Even also, yeah, it will try to broadcast to all other slices. So whenever you see broadcast error, maybe you have to look the joining columns of the tables involved. Generally, I mean what, so we can avoid this by keeping the tables distribution keys same so that they will be joining within the slice. Same distribution keys, or if it is one of them is small table, you can have small table with the distribution style all. So like that. So of course, sometimes it will lead to broadcast error by because of missing the statistics also. Statistics means analyze. So just in such case, if you collect statistics on a table, means analyze table name, that will actually change the plan because earlier because of missing statistics, it may be showing the table as big and it is trying to broadcast. But when you refresh the statistics, refresh means analyze table name. So then it will have latest metrics, means how many unique rows are there, how many duplicates are there, how many null values are there, everything. It will know the actual metrics. So at that time, plan may get changed. So statistics will play a lot of importance in this one. Statistics. Okay, in Redshift, the terminology is analyze. So how do you know? How do you know the stats are there or not on a table? We can know by querying SVB table info. Select star from SVB table info where table name equals to, if you give table name, it will give its particular details. In that, stats of is the column names. Stats of. So stats of 0 means it has up-to-date statistics. Stats of 100 means stale statistics, means old statistics. So at that time you can manually collect statistics to refresh the stats. Then if you see the explain plan, yeah, if it is issue with the statistics, then that will be addressed. How do you know it is addressed or not? You will see the change of plan. You will see the change of plan. If plan did not change means, I mean, nothing happened even after you collect the statistics. Means issue is not there. Issue is somewhere else. Then you have to see something else. For example, then you can see skew and all. Yesterday I said, what is skew? Skew means uneven distribution of data across all the slices. So sometimes, for generally we experience this in the production support, because in production support their job is daily checking and make sure jobs are completed on time. But sometimes, we get skewed data. Means skewed data means one particular slice will have more data and all other slices will have less data. Or in fact, all other slices will get, I mean, evenly, but one particular slice will get more data. That may not be more data, but that particular column based on which it is distributed may be a lot of null values, a lot of duplicate values. In that case also it will happen. So that particular slice data will keep on running although other slice is completed. In such case also it will run slow. If it is a skew, then you may need to rewrite the query. For example, if it's not completed, generally skew queries, although it take time, it will complete if it is a skew. If it's not at all completing, then we may have to split that query. Okay. So then estimate, yeah, okay. What is this? Yeah, estimated visible rows here. I mean, this is the issue with the vacuum. Means if you see in SVB table info, if you see there is a difference between estimated visible rows and visible rows, then, I mean, if it is a huge difference, then there is issue with the vacuum. At that time, you have to run the vacuum, because what is the problem if you have vacuum? The problem is that it will eat up the space. I mean, at the time your job will fail with no more disk space or disk full error. It will fail with disk full error. Okay, but at the time you can see this estimated visible rows and visible rows in the SVB table info. Okay, so if there is more difference means Then there is a lot of rows marked for deletion, which are called dead rows. So the dead rows will be released only by vacuuming on the table. So I mean, and also if you get any diskful error also, you have to look on vacuum only, because system is thinking that there is a disk space is over. Yeah, definitely. If there is more dead rows, I already said, right, what is dead rows in Redshift. Whenever you update or delete, the blocks are not released till you run the vacuum. Okay, so 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 generally some of the jobs will be continuously updated and deleted in the production. So those jobs, generally those tables will tend to increase in size because of continuous updates and deletes, so they will tend to lead to diskful error. But actually there is not, there is enough space. At that time you have to do vacuum on those tables to release the dead cells or dead blocks, so that will add up space to your database. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes changing the sort keys will help. I already said sort keys, we should always keep, I mean by default it is compound sort key, but we should try to create sort key left to right. Okay, left to right, low granularity to high granularity means more duplicate value, or more duplicates means less unique values. For example, pin code. Pin code is high unique. Region will be, although you consider entire world, there will be 2 3 regions or 4 5 regions, so that should be left. After that, state. Okay, so like that. So more duplicates value should be left side, and while going towards right, more unique values can be there if you are having more than one column in the sort keys. And towards right, the most unique column can be towards right. So but sometimes by keeping proper sort keys also will improve the performance, because now we are discussing about the issue with the query. So and also next, check if there is any large table scan. Yeah, if sometimes if big tables are scanned, then yeah, you have to refresh stats and check the distribution key. Yeah, so everything here we need to do with statistics and distribution keys, vacuum. Okay, so skew these things. So and avoid the product join or nested loop join. Product join means here nested loop join. So we need to check everything one by one. So but still, even if you do everything is, let's say, fine, okay, there is no skew, all the statistics are up to date, okay, there is you are not finding any estimated visible rows and table rows, means they are same, everything reflecting rightly, and sort keys also fine, then that means there is no room for issue to confirm that it's issue with the query. You see one thing, everyday job is completing, today not completed means definitely there is issue with that query. Okay, one particular query every day completed, today it's running 4 hours, means only this particular query is running long, means definitely there is issue with that query, and that will fall one of these things that I have told you for sure. Okay, for sure, because we know that all jobs are completing, only this particular query is not completing, means there is issue with that query. And if you check these things one by one, definitely it will fall one of this category and you will be able to address that. Generally the issue will be with skew or statistics, most of the issue, or sometimes it can be with vacuum. If it is vacuum, then generally it will fail with diskful error. So that is easy to identify. Diskful error, it will fail. So if you follow the, if you follow, because sort keys, because there is no even chance. Why? Because already the job is running every day, and every day it has the same sort key that it already had. So what is that you are recommending now? So there is no choice. You should not invent something because it's already existing job. So generally it tend to lose statistics, or it will tend to get some skewed data. So that will happen. Or sometimes I mean, these things we generally experience. Yesterday there was some deployment. Okay, as part of the deployment, something got changed and impacted. Okay, so for example, as part of yesterday's deployment, one of the table or one of the query got updated. For example, this query only updated and the missed joining condition. Then you will see this nested loop. Or some one of the table distribution key changed. Distribution key changed in yesterday's deployment. So in such cases only it will lead. So at that time, you also need to check, are there any deployments happened yesterday? Yesterday means last release, maybe last Sunday or last Saturday. So if there is a deployment or if there are any query changes that are deployed, so then you can ask the development team, hey, this query is impacted because of recent changes. Can you please check into it? I mean, of course, if you follow these steps, you will be able to identify. Otherwise, you can tell them that, yeah, it got impacted because of yesterday's deployment. Please check what are the changes you have done. And because those team, the dev team who pushed the changes, they know what are the new changes they did. So they can easily, for example, they added one more join as part of yesterday release. So, and the new table, they don't have statistics or they don't have um, distribution keys or anything. At that time also, in your case, you seems like it is the same job, but actually it is the job with the new changes it is deployed yesterday. So you may not be able to identify that. But if you can identify that it is deployed yesterday, then those team will tell you, okay, we have did these changes. Then you can tell them, yeah, it is not running because of yesterday changes. Can you please check? So because they are the dev team, so it is their duty to address that. Otherwise, if you are smart enough, you can identify, okay, I mean, you can pull yesterday's run and today's run and compare the queries and compare that, say that query got changed, that is the reason it is running long today. Okay, so okay, and I see that this query has some additional join, and at that time only you will be reaching to development team and say that, I observed query difference, it impacted due to latest deployment. Please check on it. Then they will take care. So, but let's say there is nothing like that. Okay, then definitely there is an issue with the system. That means before you come to conclusion, you have validated everything. But here, if it is issue with the system, only one query will not be affected. Okay, all the queries will be affected. So this is the check. Okay, so generally if a user complains that my system is running slow, at the time we should ask, only one query is running slow or all queries? All queries are running slow means you can immediately say that it's a system level issue. At the time all the queries will be affected. All the queries means both anything that is running ETL queries, reporting queries, whatever it may be, they all will be affected. So at that time, generally the issue will be generally with the nodes or disks. Okay, so but how do you know whether it's a node issue? Each node will have many disks inside, or some of the disks are failed or something. So you cannot know. So at that time, you have to involve the AWS premium support, by raising a support case. Then they will look into it and they will be able to see if there is issue with the disks or if there is issue with the node, and they will be restart. They will be able to replace the node or failed disk from there. And in fact, they only can do that. Okay. Sometimes, if every weekend or every week there is some monthly, weekly maintenance happens on Redshift, because Redshift is managed service, right? Meaning they only will take care of the patches, upgrades, and everything. We don't do anything. So as part of their latest releases also, I mean, they will be running some patches and all. Sometimes it will impact the system, but that's very, very rare. Okay, for example, last Sunday they did some new patch on the system that may be badly impacted. Not, it generally don't happen, but sometimes it happens. But if you bring this system level performance issue to their notice, then they will be able to say if it is affected due to lost maintenance, or if it is due to node issue or disk issue, whatever it is, they would be able to confirm and tell you. Okay, so that's what we discussed. System level issue as well, query issue and system level issue. Okay, but there is one more thing that we need to discuss, and one of the most important question that generally in interviews they will ask is one of the use case it is. In fact, I know okay, I have been working in the system since many years. Even Teradata also we have workload management. Okay, WLM. There also we have, and similarly in Redshift also we have, and of course it should be there everywhere because it's required. I'll tell you what is its use case. Use case is on the system there will be different users will be running, right? As I already said, some of them are BI users. BI users means BI users like Tableau users, Cognos, business objects. These are all BI tools. Means they will run reports from the data warehouse. Okay, different users. And there are batch users. Batch users means ETL users. Okay, ETL users means their job is to load the data. I mean, if someone to consume the data, somebody should load the data, right? So every day, all the transactions that are happening, you take bank transactions, railway reservations, okay, or insurance company or supermarket. All these transactions will be loaded every day at the end of the day. So these will be loaded by these load jobs. Batch jobs are also called load jobs or batch jobs or ETL jobs. These are the three terms we use. Okay, ETL users or batch jobs or load jobs. But all thing, what do they do? They will load the data into warehouse. So these are called load jobs. So one category is loading and other category is reporting. And there are other users who are called ad hoc users. Ad hoc users means our users, individual users. For example, you have your username, and as soon as you join that company, a user will be created with your name, because so that you can do any of your queries, running, testing, anything. Okay, for example, I have my own user. These are all individual users are also called ad hoc users. Or sometimes QA team will run their own queries. QA team means testing team, so they will be using some QA user, so they will be doing testing. So all these users will be there. Okay, ad hoc users will be there, QA users will be there, batch users will be there, and BI users will be there. But if you see, if you're working in India means your daytime. It's actually for US it is night time. So all these transactions will run in their night time. Their night time means your daytime. That's the reason you will support ETL jobs during your time. So the jobs will run our PST or EST, night 12 means your daytime, and you will have an SLA that your by 8 a.m. EST the job should complete. Means by the morning, by the time we get up, the batch job should complete, because we come to office and we'll run the reports. So means entire your daytime means our night time, you should be able to complete those batch jobs, means load jobs. So that means your daytime ETL user should have high priority. Your night time means this US daytime, we will be running the reports on top of the data whatever is loaded. So now BI user should run faster, because we will query the data warehouse and see how the business went, and how the different stores are doing, or how the business in different cities or states. All this analyze we do based on the data that is loaded. So that means India daytime means our nighttime. Batch user should be prioritized, and India nighttime means our daytime. We should have BI user should be prioritized, because we should have to analyze the data whatever is loaded. And during these times, any ad hoc users or QA users, they should be limited or minimized. Their impact on the system should be minimized. So this is the use case. How to control different users based on this time window. Means this time BI users should run well. This time ETL users will run fine, and ad hoc users should be limited. Okay, after 2 queries or 3. How to do? Okay, so this is again system level control. Means controlling the entire system. Controlling the entire system using the console itself. So how to do that? Means we have multiple set of users, batch users, BI users, and ad hoc users, QA users, and all. But we want to prioritize the users based on the time or based on the priority. Sometimes we should be able to prioritize some jobs. Sometimes we should be able to limit the jobs. How do you do? That can be best done by workload management system. That is, it is called workload management. Okay, so workload, we should be able to manage that. Okay, how different jobs run? Okay, production, yeah, this one. In production, ETL jobs will be there. ETL jobs means copy jobs. BI jobs means reporting jobs. Ad hoc queries means individual users. And dev QA jobs will be running. So, but you should prioritize ETL jobs during your daytime, and after your ETL jobs completed, BI jobs should be prioritized. Okay, at the same time, we should not impact uh, testing people. Okay, and we should not too much restrict the ad hoc queries also. Okay, then how to do that? We can do that using WLM, workload management. Okay, so that workload management. Okay, how to do? So how to do it? Actually, there are two ways of implementing this workload management in Redshift. One is manual WLM, and other one is auto WLM. Okay, so in manual WLM, what we will do, we will define queues. Queues means Q1, Q2, Q3. Q1 BI users, Q2 ETL users, Q3 some ad hoc users, or Q3 test users, or QA users. Q4 default means if you don't define anything in Q1, Q2, Q3, they all will fall under default. And you will specify how much percentage of memory you will assign in manual. Actually, what is memory? Basically, in manual WM, what you will do is how you will improve the priority is by assigning a memory to each queue. First, you will divide the jobs like queues, means BI jobs 1 queue, ETL jobs Q2, Q3, like that. You will define, and you will give certain percentage of memory you will give. For example, during your daytime, ETL jobs will run, so ETL jobs 50%. Then after that, BI jobs 40%, QA jobs 5%, ad hoc users 5%. Like that, you will give the memory you will allocate. That you will do manually in manual WLM. In auto WLM, system will decide it automatically. You don't do any of this 5%, 10%, or 50%, 40%. You don't do. You will let the system decide. What you will do is you will only just define the queues, and you will select WLM as auto. That's all. System will automatically assign the resources. But at the time, you will also define the priority as low or high or very high. Anyway, I'm going to show now. So that if you define any queue with very high, it will be given more resources. If you define any queue with high, it will be given slightly high resources. If you define any queue with low, so it will give moderately low resources compared to other queues with high and very high. So based on this priority you define, it will control the system in auto WLM. So we will see. I will show you now how to create manual WLM, how to create auto WLM. So this is the AWS console. Come to your cluster. See, left hand side configurations. In configurations, there is workload management. This is only WLM, workload management. Come here. Okay. So when you click there, you will come here. Okay. So see here, you say I have created many WLM test 1, test 2, test 3. But yeah. So as soon as you click here, you can create. See, click create. I mean, it is asking parameter group because I have not selected anything here. Okay. Other, if you can select one of the parameter group, it will consider that parameter group. I mean, I will show you what is parameter group. Parameter group means, yeah, it will have these parameters actually. See, parameters. Yeah, some parameters will be set. Auto analyze true, auto MV, materialized VMV means true, date style. So like this, some parameters will be defined. Statement timeout 0, concurrency scaling. So all these things will be set in the parameter group. So no problem. You can create parameter group also, or you can use the existing parameter group. For example, if you want to create parameter group, then you can give test for parameter group. Then create, see, test for. Then you see, you can, it will ask edit parameters, right? You can modify parameters. Nothing is there, but it will come test parameters. Test for, right? I gave, yeah. Yeah, see, they came. I mean, they will come, but after we create, it will take some 30 seconds to show all of them. So that's why they came now. So all these will come, okay, by default with these settings. So if you want to edit, you can do edit any changes if you want to do. Auto analyze, you want to change fonts, you can do. But generally, we leave it as this. Okay, cool. So those are all the parameters. Okay, so after that, you come to this workload management. See here, by default, automatic WLM came. Automatic WLM. This is by default. System calculates the optimal memory and concurrency for your queues. Means system only will calculate how much memory should be assigned to the queues. Okay. So you see, by default, there is no queues or is workload queues. There is nothing here. Workload queues. Only default queue is there. Default queue. Okay. In default queue, memory percentage auto, concurrence and mail, everything was auto. Okay. So nothing was put. So you can edit workload queues and you can define the queues. See here, you can add queue. See top right hand side, add queue, top right hand side. Then add queue. You can click one more time. It's 2 queues, 3 queues. See, I clicked 3 times. So Q1, Q2, Q3. And of course, default queue will be there anyway. So in Q1, for example, BI users. Okay, BI users means all BI queries. Okay, I want to define this Q1 is for BI users. So this is automatic auto workload. So you say memory automatic. Okay, concurrency scaling on main. I will tell you what is this concurrency scaling means in Redshift. If this cluster is full, it will automatically create another cluster. So that's what it is. Concurrency scaling means if it is full, then it will automatically spin up another cluster and it will run there. So that you put auto. Concurrency scaling mode, yeah, it was set off means it will not use this feature. See here, priority. This priority is what I'm talking about. You will set only priority in auto WLM, either high or highest or normal or low or lowest. If it is BI users should be highest, then you will give highest priority. And see user groups. Here you will be defining, for example, you want BI users means maybe there are many BI users here. Okay, so if you want to only Tableau users, then you can define star Tableau. I mean TABLE and BLEAU Tableau. Yeah. So any username that contains Tableau, you want to prioritize. So like that you can add it. Matching wildcard. See here, matching wildcard means any username that contains Tableau, you want to run it under highest priority. Highest priority. So of course, see here, query monitoring rules. Query monitoring rules means, I'll tell you, query monitoring rules means, see here, add rule from template or add custom rule. Anyway, both are same. In template means you will have certain, see if nested loop is there, you want to abort it. If query returns more than certain number of rows, you want to abort it. Something like that. Automatic action you want to take from the system. Okay, join with high number of rows. Something like you see these many rows. Seems like suspicious, right? What is these many count? So you want to abort or what you want to do? Or long running query with high IO and skew. So these are template. But if you see add custom rule, in custom rule, if you click here, see if you add custom rule, these are all custom rules I added. I'll show you one custom rule. Okay, rule name. Okay, long running. See query execution time. Okay, query execution time greater than greater than some, for example, you see 3600, 3600 seconds means 1 hour. Okay, so 7200, 2 hours. If any query running more than 2 hours, I want to abort it. You see then action, what action you want to do? Log abort to change priority, abort it. So like this you can control from the system any long running queries, or you see this is query execution time, but you can change, of course you can change this filter also. Okay, you can query queue time or blocks read, scan number of rows, CPU usage, memory to disk, IO queue, so nested loop. So I mean you can put filter on anything. So you can put anything. Generally execution time, if it is more than particular time, you can put some 2 hours or 4 hours, for example 4 hours, 14,400 seconds. Okay, then you want to abort it. Something like that you can add rule. If you want to add one more rule, you can add one more rule, rule 2. Okay, now you can put a rule on, for example, nested loop. Okay, where is the nested loop? Nested loop is definitely is going to give a problem. So nested loop, see, this condition is based on rows. So if you see some too many rows, okay, I have given so many 9s. So how many I gave? 3, 6, 9. So 1000 millions. I gave 1000 million rows. So 1000 million means suspicious. Hello?
Yes, 1000.
Yeah. You're asking me something?
No, sir.
Okay. So yeah, you can give some number, and if any step showing more than that rows, again you want to abort it. Okay, this is all to protect the system. Okay, so that's all. You just say, then after that, yeah, Q2. Q2 is the ETL or batch users or batch queue. Batch queue. Okay, so memory automatically it will take. So what you have to do is you have to just mention the high priority. Batch is high. Okay, so generally wildcard you can give something like batch. Generally batch users, they will end with batch, or they will have some word called batch, all the ETL users in the real time. So any user with batch you want to run with high priority. And of course, query monitoring rules, again you can add the same rule. Okay, whatever we have added, you can add them. Add rule from template. I mean, this is already added rules. You can select this, or you can give a custom rule, your choice. Okay, so you can or add custom rule. Okay, so custom rule means same thing. This is long running. Yeah, you can define something here. So you want to log. A log means it will report to you that this particular query is running longer. Abort means it will abort. Change priority means it will change priority to a different priority. See here, when you select change priority, it is asking to what priority you want to change. I want to normal, or you want to low or lowest. Means if something is running more than 4 hours, means you want to change its priority. Generally, this queue is created with high priority. So if you put change priority, this will open and it will ask you what priority you want to change, normal, low, or lowest. Because if you don't change the priority, it will take high, memory, because it's created under high. High means it will have more memory allocated. As soon as it changes its priority, then at least it will not be given more memory, like that. So automatic. Okay, then Q3. So anyway, let's say Q3 is for QA, QAQ, or test queue, something. So test queue, yes, you can keep it as a normal, okay, normal priority, or even low. You can change it to low priority, because otherwise we don't want to impact these users to our BI users or ETL users. So I put low priority. Okay, so remaining same, you can put the rules. Okay, query monitoring rules, or add custom rule, or rule from template. You can do anything. Especially QA, right? You can put nested loop or query with highest number of rows. So you can put, they will be added here. See here, they will come here. They will come here. So then default queue means everything that you have not apart from the above three rules, means all our individual users, ad hoc users will come here. Okay, so for them general ad hoc users means they are the least priority. You can keep lowest priority and you can save this. Okay, I think long run it is saying rule names must be unique across your configuration. Following name appears more than once. Long running, I put long running twice because here and here, see here, long running one. So based on this, it will automatically assign the resources. BI users means any user that runs with Tableau, and among BI we want to prioritize only Tableau users. They will run with highest priority. Means more memory will be assigned. And batch users, okay, any users that run with batch user, they will run with next highest priority. And as we already defined, the query monitoring rules will do their job. Means any long running queries it will abort, or any, for example, nested queue, they will abort. You see nested loop join. So how many rules you put, every rule will work. They do whatever you want to do, like abort or log or change priority. See here we gave change priority. Whatever we are saying, it will do automatically. That's why it is called workload management. Everything is automatic. You just define the queues and leave it. And obviously the ad hoc users are automatically taken care. Even if, for example, you and me want to run our queries during the peak production also, our loads will not affect the system. Okay, our loads, because our loads are given lowest priority, something like 5% or 2% memory will be given. So even during peak time also our queries will not be impacting the system. This is automatic workload. Okay, so let's say you don't want automatic, you want manual, means you want to give percentage of memory. Okay, so you can change this itself, to manual WLM, or you can create something like create, like I did first. You can create, or you can change this itself to WLM. So how to change this? See, switch WLM mode. Switch WLM mode. If you click on this, it will ask, how do you want to set the concurrence on your queue, automatic or manual? Let's say manual. Then yeah, so you see, it's a manual WLM. You see again, only default queue was there, no queues were defined. So now you see, I will edit workload queue. Edit workload queue. Okay, so it will add something like add queues like we did before. See, add queue 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, but see what is the difference in manual WLM. Yeah, so Q1 is, let's say, BI users. Same thing. Memory, see, it is asking how much memory you want to give. See, earlier I did not get this option. You see, I want to give 50% of system resources to my BI users. Then 50. Concurrency on main. Okay, means how many jobs you want to allow them at a time. At a time, how many jobs you want to run. Concurrency means at a time, simultaneously. I want to run 5 jobs at a time. If it is BI user, yes, I want to allow them 5 jobs at a time. Yeah, concurrency scaling mode of timeout means If it's running more than so, and if it is running, so 3600 means 1 hour. 1 hour. I want to. Oh, it is millisecond. See, ms millisecond. So means 36,000 means 1 hour millisecond it is. So I want to time out these queues. Same thing, again Tableau. Okay, so same these rules you can add like we did before. Add rule from template. Okay, nested loop and long running. Or you can add cancel. You can add a custom rule long running. So this is in seconds. How do you know? Here it is mentioned seconds. Query execution time in seconds. 36,000 seconds means 1 hour. What you want to do? You want to about log or hop. See, log means it will send an alert to you. Okay, it will log the query. About means about. Hop means, you see, for example, if you don't know what does it mean, actually what hopping means, I'll tell you. AWS WLM log hop about. I want to explain what does it mean hop means. Means just wait, I'm not getting the term. There is a specific term you can use. Yeah. See here it is mentioned. Okay, log. Yeah, see log means it will log. Okay, in STL WLM rule action table means so and so job is running from last 1 hour. That's all. You have to see that and take action what you want to do. So hop means log the action and hop the query to the next matching queue. Okay, yeah. Hop means change. Like earlier we say, right? Switch to the next rule. That is hopping. Okay. Log the action and hop the query to the next matching queue. If there is not another matching queue, query is cancelled. Yeah, so change the queue, hopping. Okay, jump. Hopping means jump from one queue to another queue. If you put in hop, okay. If you don't put it, it will be cancelled. See, it says QMR hops only create table statements and read only queries. Yeah, because you cannot hop or can because it is canceling. You cannot about the right queries. For example, updates and deletes. that will lead to data issue. That's why it will act only on create table or select queries. Yeah, about means it will about. Okay. So hop means, yeah, change, waiting till the time and then changing the queue. Okay. If there is no queue defined, then it will cancel that. So hopping. Yeah, you can define that action, what you want to do. So generally we about. Okay, so or we just log, but what is the use of log? Just logging does not help. Okay, so either about. Okay, so rule 2. Okay, for example, rule Q2. Q2 is for ETL. ETL Q. So ETL Q you want to give 40%. Concurrency and main you want to run. Yeah, these also 5 queries. Okay, timeout. Yeah, again 3600. Yeah, user group batch. Okay, yeah, same query monitoring rules you can add. Okay, for example, you can add nested loop join. Similarly, Q3 is the, what is this Q3? QAQ. So already 90% is over, right? So you can just give some 5% or something. Concurrency on main, you want to run only one, because we don't want QA users to be impacting our system. So you can actually, what you learn from manual queue is you can control the system and you can give the percentage of memory, you can control how many number of users you want to run, all these things. Okay, default queue only remaining 5%. Concurrency and main only one user, because these are all ad hoc users. Okay, so this is also, I mean, you can no need to wait for 1 hour, you can give half an hour, 1800, I mean milliseconds. So you can add it and save it. So what you learn from manual WLM is, in manual WLM, in anywhere it's an auto WLM manual, you have to define the queues. Queues are only to indicate you're classifying what are all the users that are going to run on the system. And in manual WLM, you will define how much resources you want to allocate them and how many number of queries you want to run, allow them. 5 means it will run only 5. It will not run more than 5. That is called concurrency. Means what? Concurrency meaning is that one. How much you give, that many parallel queries it will allow from this user queue. Okay. So similarly, ETL queue you give 40%. Concurrency on main 5. Okay, and whatever other settings you put, they will be followed automatically. And QA users only 5%, because sometimes I have seen QA users, due to their testing, they want to, they will run anytime during production, peak production also they will run their jobs. Generally QA jobs means, many bugs will be there, some many product joins, because they are under development. Some developers will, they are not good at proper development and they will impact the production jobs. That's why we want to limit them. So if QA user complains that, hey, then we will, as a DBA, we say them, boss, production jobs are running, please hold on. Okay, you can run maybe after 8 p.m. something like, we give them time. Okay, generally the time when the jobs are completed. Then the system is free, so they can run their jobs. Similarly, default queue means any ad hoc users all comes under this queue. Generally, ad hoc users also will impact the jobs, right? So we will limit them. So Yeah, this is the difference between the auto WLM and manual WLM. So that means what happening in WLM is you are controlling the system completely sitting in one place. Okay, and we know that system will run with different set of users, and we know that they should be given different priority. Yes, and yeah, we want to control them from single the AWS console. Okay, so yeah, that is the use case of WLM workload management. Generally, he will ask, do you have, do you heard about, do you know what is WLM? He will ask, yeah, I know WLM. Okay, can you tell me like how it will be used? Then you should tell this. Okay, in a production system, okay, where there are multiple users are there, like BI users, CTL users, QA users, ad hoc users. So we want to control them centralized. Centrally means from one place you want to control them based on the window they run. Means during daytime, BI users need to be given priority. During night time, ETL users should be given priority, and other users should be limited. And we can do this using WLM. And there are two types of WLM in Redshift: auto WLM and manual WLM. Auto WLM means we just define the queues and define whether it should run under highest category, high category, low, or medium, or lowest. So based on that, it will automatically assign the memory. But in manual WLM, you have the option to define, okay, how much percentage of memory you want to give for each queue. Here also you will define queues, okay, BI queue, ETL queue, test queue, and ad hoc, or nothing but default queue. So here you can give percentage of memory that should be assigned, and you can also define how many concurrent users you want to allow them in each queue. So, and of course here, based on this memory, system will automatically give that many resources, thus it will prioritize that, because the other queues don't have that much memory, so they definitely it cannot prioritize them. So yeah, in every queue we can define the QMR, query monitoring rules. Okay, if you want to abort after some time, or if you want to abort based on nested loop, or if you want to abort based on some product join, means nested loop join, you can define the QMR rules. So yeah, so these are the things like, okay, manual WLM, auto WLM. So like that, he will, I mean, generally, if you tell all these things, yeah, because no, generally most of the people will not have exposure to this much extent. Okay, so what, as soon as he said all these things, okay, he has an idea. Okay, bus. So then he will ask, did you work on it? I mean, if you worked on it, you worked on it. Even if you don't work on it, if you have thorough knowledge on it, you can say, yes, I worked on it, and you can tell all these things. That's all. So yeah. Mm, yeah, on top of that, whatever you add, I mean, whatever you add means, for example, if you go through documentation, you will know many other things. So that's in addition. Bus. Any questions?
No, sir. So basically, workload management, manual and automatic.
No, sorry.
No question, sir. So basically, there are two options: manually or automatic workload
Yeah,
management.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So generally, yeah, I mean, you're asking one question? No, right?
No, not question.
Yeah. There are two things: auto WLM and manual WLM. We have created, right, both auto and manual.
Yes.
Yeah. So then he may ask which one is better. Actually, that question never came. But some, you see, interviewer, he can ask anything. But we also have the answer. We should have the answer. Which one is better? There is nothing like which one is better. Okay. If you want to have precise control on your system, okay. If you want to have, a precise control you want to do, okay, you want to know which users to be run and how much memory precisely, then of course manual WLM will give that flexibility. But for that, what for that you should know complete about your system, what are the users, okay, and which one will run what time, and how important they are. If you have that much clarity on your system, Yes, manual WLM will definitely you can play with it. But let's say you don't have any idea. For example, you recently joined, or not only recently, you joined the team recently. May not be with company. You are recently joined that team, or you came to that role recently. If you ask it to control, what you can do, you don't know anything how the jobs will run and all. So auto WLM will help us. Okay, auto WLM will automatically take care of the percentage of memory and all. So over the time you will get to know what jobs are running and know what is the priority should be given. Then you can play with it. If management agrees, you can change to manual. Otherwise, you can refine there itself with QMR rules and all. Okay,
Yes,
you're
yes, sir.
understanding, right? You're
Yes, sir.
understanding, right? Yeah, sure. Do you enjoyed the session?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
sure. Thank you, brother. You know, you are one of the person came to me through YouTube post or whatever that post. How you saw? You go YouTube post only, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did go search in YouTube, and one of the recording was there, so I just thought of,
Yeah,
because there are
yeah,
not enough person who are teaching Redshift,
yeah.
so
So
I
what do you think? What do you think? You came to the right person or wrong person?
yes, sir, right person.
Yeah, in fact, I appreciate that without any doubt, you committed with the payment and I mean, you did not doubt. Generally, I mean, people want to hear one demo or something they will do, right? Because you don't know about
Mm.
me and all. But
Mm.
you heard my demo. You heard complete demo of the YouTube.
Uh, um, no, yeah, I heard some more. Like I didn't watch the full video, but I watched some.
Yeah, okay. So finally, yeah, by God grace, you're landed up in a good person's hand.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, that is correct. Mm.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, this is the peak question on WLM. Okay, WLM question he asked you means you did the job well. Okay, unless you answer the other questions, he will not come to this level. Okay,
Okay.
so even if you answer this also to some extent means I think you have done a good job in the interview.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I will share all the videos, okay, in that email, okay, whatever I sent
Yes, sir.
till last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, I
go
will
through
go
all
through
the
that.
videos, okay, and I already said after this, more knowledge we can gather from AWS documentation if you have time. But whatever I said, if you present, that is the best way of doing. If you can
Yes.
present as it is, okay.
Yes, sir.
And for any doubt, you just call me. I'm just a call away. Okay.
Yes, sir. Correct, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, don't hesitate anytime. Any question, maybe it is your issue, your job. For example, luckily
Mm.
you got some AWS project or you moved to AWS role. No, you can just call and check with me, nothing wrong, right?
Yes.
If it is AWS Redshift, definitely 100% I can help you on the fly in the phone. If it's something else also, I can guide you.
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, brother. Huh? Thank you
Yes,
and
sir.
have a great day.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yeah. Same to you. Take care, sir.
Yeah, sure. Huh? Please in touch with me.
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Huh? Take care, sir. Bye.
Yes.
We are done with
Yes, sir.
the session. I will send you the recordings. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Please feel free to reach me anytime. Okay. In our
Mhm.
career.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sure. Huh? Take care. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
So you have any SQL question guide?
SQL question guide. Actually, I have sent you that assignment, right? Assignment.
Yes, yes, assignment.
That
Yeah.
assignment queries only if you know it will
Mm-hmm.
come as it is. It will come as it is.
Okay.
Okay. The most important queries are on joins and how to identify the duplicates and how to delete the duplicates. These are definite questions that will come.
Okay, okay.
And
Okay.
focus on subqueries and correlated subqueries. You heard about them, subqueries?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So subqueries, correlated subqueries, joins. Okay. How to identify duplicates, how to delete duplicates. That's all. If you tell this, you're success in the SQL entry.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That's why actually really that is why I have given those questions in that notepad. Please practice them.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
And
Yeah.
if you face any difficulty, you just call me. Okay.
Okay,
I
sir.
have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ready-made queries. I can just tell you in the phone itself if you stuck somewhere. But generally in
Okay.
Google you will get it. Okay.
Okay.
Or
Thank you, sir.
even if you don't know something, if you don't have clarity, just call me. Hmm?
Okay, okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
See
Huh?
you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Hmm? Bye. Bye.